今天 panel 的 host Jeremy, the co-founder of BlockCamp， 欢迎他们上台。
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. And thank you for joining our investment panel. Just to get an understanding of the audience, how many people here currently own a cryptocurrency? So if you own Bitcoin or Ethereum, okay, we have maybe, looks like, let's say 20%? Something like that. How about understanding of blockchain companies and ICOs? If we can raise our hand. Okay, so that's around 40%. Well, how about we start by having each person on the panel quickly just introduce yourself and what your role is in the investment world.
Hello? Okay. Morning, my name is Jason Fang. I'm the managing director of Sora Ventures. We're a Cayman open-ended fund based in Hong Kong, but 100% in crypto. So we do 80% token, 20% equity. We made investments in exchanges, Chinese exchanges. And most of crypto, more recent crypto investment is on Myth. We're the lead investors of Mithril, started by Taiwanese celebrity Jeffrey Huang Lichen. And yeah, so we have a pretty strong team on board. We do mostly pulse management, which means that fundraising part is quite easy in our industry. So we focus on the crypto after you get listed. So we work with Quantum Foundation, Box Mining, who's a YouTuber. We work with Pantera Capital. Paul is one of our advisors. And then we have the co-founder of Ethereum on board as an advisor, the founder of Quantum on board. So we're able to leverage a lot of kind of like industry leaders who can help our portfolio company perform better in the secondary market.
Okay, thanks. And William?
Hello. Good morning. My name is William Wei. 我可能讲中文吧，但应该这里面我魏国章，那我是台湾出生，然后1989年去美国 Boston 念书，89年的时候就买了 Steve Jobs 的一个机器叫 Next， 就是我第一个礼拜去 MIT 的时候，他刚好34岁在那边卖他的电脑，买了以后3年以后我就加入他的团队，在Next 在 Redwood City， 我是唯一的华人。工程师团队，然后97年被 Apple merge， 4亿多美金，很便宜。Next 我们整个300多人团队就进入 Apple， 所以我一直待在Cupertino， 然后到了 iPhone 出来以后，2010年我到中国大陆创业。2年前我的公司被 Cyberna 收购，我先做一个 correction 啊，我不是 Cyberna Investment 的 CEO，CEO 是朱敏博士，朱敏博士是美国上市公司 WebX 的 founder， 然后 WebX 被Cisco 收购以后，他回到中国去发展的这个 本来是 VC， 现在已经发展到private equity， 它的盘大概是有3000亿人民币。我是在他的 International Merger and Acquisition 的 group。那区块链这个东西其实本来应该跟我们的Cyberna 没有什么关系，但是我因为2年前读了 Satoshi Paper， 就开始2年前开始买那个比特币，然后因为我是技术出身，也是 Cyberna 的 CTO， 所以我自己开始写一些 code， 然后跟 community 有一些交流。 那现在是基本上都在投资 AI 和 blockchain related。那我今年刚刚搬回台北所以希望这个30年以后要回到台湾，希望在 blockchain 这一块领域做一些事情。
Good morning. My name's Adam Ritchie. I'm from Perth, Western Australia. My background is actually as an engineer. Worked in major construction projects in Australia over the last 15 years. Then I started getting into tech and innovation, which essentially led me to blockchain. And a group of us identified the major problem, which is really onboarding people and getting people exposed to the space in a meaningful and probably a safe way. So that's where we created the digital fund, which is managed by our company called Digital Capital Management. Essentially, it's a fully licensed wholesale fund in Australia. Yeah, we essentially try to expose sophisticated investors to a long-term view on cryptocurrencies. We do have small exposure to ICOs, but it's mainly around holding the long term. The coins will be around in 5 years, we believe. So, but personally, we invested heavily in ICOs last year, and it was a good ride. And we still invest in ICOs now. In fact, Joy So, who is here today, we invested in them quite a few months ago. Fantastic project, and also Bamboo, who's here as well. Yeah, so that's where we're at, and we also own a small portion of an ICO advisory in Singapore, which exposes us to some of the early stages of ICO's incubator seed-like investment.
Hi, my name is Blake Cassidy. I'm also based in Perth, but currently I'm working for an ICO advisory firm based out of Singapore called FIDEM. We're helping projects move through the process from initial idea and business model to white paper, ICO and marketing post-ICO. I'm also doing some work with an investment fund, doing research and analysis, just trying to expose myself to as many different areas in the field as I can. And yeah, trading as well is a hobby of mine, but that can be extremely time consuming, so I'm trying to draw that back. And yeah, that's it.
Great, thanks. Let's try to get answers from 2 people for each question. And there's many topics we can talk about today, and we just want to cover some quick elements. And for the first is your role in the market on looking if you do an investment with tokens or equity. So how about we have Jason?
So kind of my thought between equity and token investment, right? So for us, we're like 100% token fund, so which means that if we're gonna make an investment, obviously it's related to cryptocurrency. The benefit of our structure is we can invest in any jurisdiction that accepts crypto. So basically, in our industry right now, that's almost everything, including equity. We made a recent investment into a top 15 exchange in China, and that was an equity deal, where for that investment, we don't actually expect too big of a return. We do get dividend, but it's not something that we want to. It's not something that we think that, oh, it's going to be like a 20x return or a 30x return. That's mostly going to be kind of a strategic investment. And we also made an investment into equity deal into that's public CoinCard, and they're started by BTC Media, which is one of the biggest media firm for blockchain news in our space. And they do the full stack service for any ICOs who want to get public fundraising or private fundraising, very similar to CoinList. Those are 2 equity investments we made. In terms of token ones, we are more heavily on 2 sides. We have the infrastructure play, which is mostly in Silicon Valley, the US, and we follow a lot of the pre-sale. but our check size are usually about $500,000 to $1 million USD. Whereas in Asia, we incubate a lot of application. So, we definitely invest a lot more into the applications that we work heavily with. And so right now, our recent investment on Myth, that's an application on live streaming. The other investment we're looking into right now is a casino, tokenizing slot machines. And that is an investment that we're going to start incubating as well.
I suppose that brings up a good topic, which is security tokens. And I suppose they are what we believe is going to be the future of equities. I spent last month over in the Bahamas at Polycon, and it really was a clash of the two worlds, which is the crypto world and the Wall Street coming together. There's a lot of resistance, mainly on the Wall Street side, but ultimately, blockchain is a fantastic application for equity management or capital markets. And our biggest play this year is to really follow the security token market and, in fact, try and embrace that and bring that to Australia. But I think from an equity point of view, us just creating businesses in this space is probably our major equity plays. Nothing excites me more than a good utility token, to be honest. You're not going to get that pop on equity like you do in a good network token, a good equity token. A utility token. So I think by creating businesses in the industry, that's probably our biggest equity play. And besides that, our main play is actually utility.
That brings up another interesting question to my mind, which is many people state that the cryptocurrency and blockchain industry moves very quickly. But yet the underlying technology is taking a much longer time for development. And investing into a company, they're going to have their plan, but yet their plan is just going to be on an unregulated white paper, where you don't have much control if this company does not actually follow through. So what role do you see yourselves having in terms of affecting a way a company is managed or its growth after the investment? And maybe that's a tough question.
It's not really, but it's one of the biggest problems, to be honest, the transparency of the ICOs once they raise the money. And talking to a few people here, they've identified the same problem, and there's a bunch of solutions. Arthur from ASO is essentially trying to regulate the offerings via his platform, which allows the investment to be in stages, and he slowly releases those funds. I think that's one way to do it. We're actually trying to, with our international fund, help ICOs manage their treasury. So essentially take their Ethereum they raise and help them manage them accordingly, and then give them a monthly report that allows them to expose that to their token holders if they like. We like to encourage that, and I think in the future, a good ICO will be stand with an ICO treasury support, and that will give the investor some kind of confidence that the money will be managed well, and there'll be a roadmap ahead. I hope that answers the question.
I think I can take that. Coming from the tech background for a long time, going through the first revolution in Silicon Valley for Web 1.0 and see, Tim Berners-Lee started the browser. Actually, I was sent to CERN to support that project when we sold 20 machines to Tim Berners-Lee. I have a different perspective on the technology front, not related to investment. Since Cybernaut is a China company, we don't do ICO. We don't do security ICO. Don't do. Let me switch to Chinese to continue. 我们最主要的还是做early angel investment, connect 就是连接很好的团队。比如说我举个例子，现在的ICO，在我看来大部分都是 infrastructure player。infrastructure player，其实他最需要的还是 killer app。我做一个调查，就是说，大家大概有20%是有 hold Bitcoin， 有谁开始在用 Bitcoin？ 举手。除了我们看到说买披萨、买房子那些，有没有在台湾有没有人开始用这个？没有，所以没有 killer app。Internet 的第一个 killer app 是 email，1971。第二个 killer app 是 browser， 第三个 killer app 就是这些 social networking，but it's all centralized。Tim Berners-Lee 在3月21号的时候推了一个东西，就是说 it's about time to re-decentralize the world。所以现在没有 infrastructure 正在建，但是没有这些 killer app。这一次的会议hackathon， 我做 keynote。然后也是跟他们讲，就是说 ，in the quest of finding the next killer app in the application layer， 那这次的都是smart contract， 所以 smart contract 里面的 killer app 有什么？就太多了。现在的 killer app 在blockchain。第一个 killer app 是 exchange， 大家都知道 exchange。第二个 killer app 可能是wallet。But wallet, I think, will be the next biggest killer app. But it's not about wallet; it's about identity. So identity itself, you can 你的钱包里面不能放钱，其实你的所有的 token 也不放在你的钱包，你就是一个 identity。你的钱放在这个 network 里面，是吧？所以说。怎么样去用这个 identity， 其实是最后下一波的 killer app。我常常在讲说，exchange 有分2种，一个是 fiat and crypto exchange， 这个是给 the water， 让 water flow 进来。那第二个是 once you take the red pill， you are in the virtual world or real world， 是第二个 exchange 是 pure crypto exchange。我讲一个例子，就是 Binance， 大家有没有 Binance 的 account？ 有没有台湾人用 Binance account？OK，Binance， 成立不到1年 ，Binance 的赵长鹏还有合一，我认识合一大概5年前，他第一个工作是我老大哥的这个assistant 合一，他们在做的一个工作就是 pure crypto， 那 pure crypto 里面。现在没有钱了，没有这个能量 circulation， 那能量从哪里来？只能从矿工，还有这个exchange fiat 的 exchange。那where is the energy come from? Come from the value. Value creation is not just money. It's anything that people need in this crypto economics. So anybody come up with like Jeff was there. Jeff's create. Some value, but it's not money. It's some people that people want, entertainment, right? And all this value is like, let me make an analogy. Hoover Dam, Hoover Dam, 那边的水要流进来，这边没水，闸要打开，打不开。现在各国都在封，打不开，那怎么？哎，天上还有云，天上飘的云，下的雨。这个水哪里来？其实就是无中生有，就是 create value. Why do you create value? Like Facebook, they create value for people to contribute the personal data. All those are value that people want. So advertising company come and pay you money to get the world largest company. So these kind of killer app is what we looking for investment. And if we want to do investment, we definitely do security. We definitely do equity. But it's not time yet. So 我在台湾，我想做的是，我发现台湾其实有全世界级的能量在 developer community。我举一个例子，我们都知道在 Apple， 我在 Apple 很久了，我们以前都用 Objective C，OK，、那 Objective C Apple 拥有这个权，那接下来因为这个auto release pool 这种 garbage collection 的这个问题，所以 they're looking for the next language. So next language is Christian's invention called Swift. So Swift language, everybody knows Swift language. So Christian told me in person, say, hey William, you know, I found out that the world best team in VM and compiler technology is in Taiwan. 我吓一跳，我说真的 ，OK， 所以我来台湾我就去拜访这个团队，是我建中的学弟，他们清大毕业的，现在在做全世界最厉害的 VM， 他们没有进来，所以 low hanging fruit 年轻人制造一些机会，现在 low hanging fruit 差不多第一波弄光了，但是大人要来玩的这些人，第一个没有时间。我说，你要不要参加这个把这个 Ethereum 的 VM 弄好一点？他说，我家里有老婆，有 baby， 我现在赚的也够了，然后这个我不想爆肝，都是这个大概40岁左右的这个 generation。美国一样，比特大陆来中国招 ASIC developer， 招不到 ，OK， 然后全世界能量最大的 ASIC developer 在哪里？在美国，他们在做什么？他们在做战斗机的这个 ASIC，Raytheon、Northrop Grumman 的这些人，这些人都没有进来，所以我们在找的这个 investment value，在这里 ，the next big killer application that will focus the value creation， 所以我的 perspective 是不一样的。
OK， 那我继续说中文吗 ？OK，so， 我们玩法很不一样，因为我以前就是做过 equity 的，我是分布式资本的，然后分布式资本是亚洲第一家专门投区块链技术的一个 VC， 然后也是他们第一个招聘，然后主要是看美国市场。那时候的其实就两年多年前嘛。那时候你想说做区块链的话，没有人知道什么是区块链，中国有可能就2、3家，全部都投了，然后美国的主要的区块链技术还是在美国，我在那边工作1年半，我的结论就是 full of shit， 就是里面全部是 bullshit， 因为 blockchain 这个 technology 其实 is not new， 它只是结合了很多。就是以前我们的 open source P2P distributed system 全部的一些概念拼起来 ，Bitcoin 做成功是因为它本身它的 use case 就很直接。你想做个 blockchain 的话 ，distributed ledger， 哇 ，that's a totally different concept。你玩 it's a totally different business。It'll take years for you to make money，and you do make money，man， 那个时代很多你赚的钱的几率 opportunity cost 太高了。So I get the point，like you want to make money and create value，but I think we're too early。然后我们的 VC fund 就是赚钱，我们就是给LP 赚钱，那个 equity investment 也是提供给 token side， 因为在我们那时候2年前，大量的投了50几家区块链的公司，全世界美国、欧洲、亚洲都投了，我自己 close 10几家在分布式，感觉就是 everyone is trying to do a lot。就每个人想说，我们做了新的 blockchain， 或者说我们这个 blockchain 在这个应用里面要做，那他们忽略了一点就是 industry，it goes back to industry。你 introduce 一个新的一个价值的 blockchain， 一个新的技术，然后进来一个传统的 existing operation，that takes time，right？ 你的 industry 没有 ready 的话，你 introduce 一个多好的 technology，it means nothing。For example， 美国的 DTCC。他们其实用区块链这东西在这个 financial system， 很多人说我们用区块链可以 clearing 可以做更快 ，has nothing to do with clearing， 他们可以 T+0 都可以，他们本身都不是 technology 的问题，就是 industry，right？ 然后中国很多人就会，中国基本上你看到的项目，现在任何的 ICO 项目就是2年前的 blockchain use case， 然后搬过来到这个我们说的 ICO， 那新的人进来就觉得it's so new，it's so disruptive，it's not。It's like that was there 2 years ago. So 我们更关注就是好的团队，然后我们知道这个东西 it will take time, it will not be like 0 to 1, it will not be like 我做个新的东西，然后很多人都开始用，然后我就 create value. That's not. 我们现在 token 的价值就是 token is literally blockchain 里面最直接、最简单，而且最高的那个 high level 的那个 use case 的那个 element， 我们又回到以前了。Like anything that comes after blockchain 底层的技术，什么 consensus 啊，什么 TPS 啊，什么 scalability 啊，还有 privacy issue 啊 ，distributed system 啊，你本身的这些完全都是 it's not important because we're not even there yet， 我们的 industry is not even there yet。So 现在我们看的 token 肯定是赚钱的 ，keep it that way。But 赚了钱之后，你要看是否能做的事 ，that's a totally different topic，right？ 我们是 open-ended fund， 我们有 obligation 6个月就是6个月，有可能我们 LP 有可能说，哎 ，Jason， 我要 exit 了。那这个时候你说，我要等一下，那个再等2年，我们的这个公司很有潜力，要很有 value。Like that's not what they invest in, right? They invest in our fund because they want to make money. So 肯定是要 balance 你的 portfolio company。我们做很多投资，不管是 infrastructure 也好，或者 application 也好，风险控制是最重要的。投资就是风险控制，我们会放大量的一笔在我们觉得是可以控制在二级市场价格，可以涨几百倍的，这个是可以的。But then there's also a lot of issue， 就是你招了很多传统的人进来，他们看到哇涨了10倍，全部卖 ，right？ 所以你想帮你做 PR 的话都很难的。So that's a problem with bringing traditional players. They've never seen this industry. 哇涨2倍，涨3倍，夸张。那你 put in macro fund 8%， right？ 你觉得已经很好了。Like 玩法就是不一样。我们看的那个世界 is like quantum. I was the early investor, 400x. Who would think of that number, right? Like 就是 mindset 不一样。So when you work with investors, you gotta really know who 你的 incentive 是什么，他们的 experience 是什么，你的 goal 是什么。那传统的这个 investor， 我觉得你要 create value 的话 ，sure that's the ultimate goal, but that will take time. 我们先赚钱，然后再做 value.
Well, we are over time, so I'd like to have Blake just say some final words here. On that's a good thing to follow, right? Just really quickly, then, 20 seconds. We have heard about infrastructure plays. You need balance, and then the next ideas going into the space for digital identity. What do you believe is the next area for growth?
Traditionally, there's been a lot of barriers entry into cryptocurrency, people having to KYC, sign up to exchanges, buy Ethereum and then their favorite tokens. We see the next wave as being consumer forward-facing applications, like Abra, like Bamboo. It's going to give access to far more people than the current model to enter into the cryptocurrency market.
Great, and that's a wonderful intro into our next speaker for consumer-facing products. I'd like to thank the investment panel for their time here today. And thank you for coming to BlockCity. And we will start promptly in 5 minutes for the next speaker, Mr. Jeff Huang.